Although the video following this is the removal of the extended L bracket of the Zhiyun Crane 2, I wanted to show you the package that you get when you order the extended bracket. Now, if you don't use a large digital SLR with the extended battery grip, such as my 5D Mark IV, you don't need this extended bracket. We're removing this bracket because two reasons. The first, we could never get it to work with the extra battery on. Now, it could be us. I'm not saying it's the product. We just had enough problems that I gave up, removed the battery grip, which is easy enough, and filmed using just the camera itself. The other reason is storage. When you go to put this in the case, the really nice case that they provide when you purchase the Crane 2, this bracket extends up beyond what the case allows and makes it difficult to close. So I felt it best just to remove this. But with the package, when you order this extended bracket, you not only get the bracket, but you also get the tool to remove it.
Here's the original piece. You can see it is extended. It still will not accommodate for the battery grip. So we are changing it out back to the original because we end up taking the battery grip off every time anyway. There's a Allen wrench, and we have 4 screws here that we need to remove to take this arm completely off, as well as 4 screws here on this bottom plate. So,
How tight are those screws?
they are not very tight at all. It didn't take much to break them loose. And with that in mind, I would not tighten them any tighter than just hand tight. I wouldn't crank down on them too much. You'd risk stripping the head of the screw or the threads. So, I mean, that's about as tight as it is. I mean, with my small fingers, it didn't take much pressure at all.
Now, it's important to note, once those 4 screws are removed, you want to make sure you have loosened the set screw that prevents the arm from sliding up and down, because that mechanism is going to be inside. And part of that mechanism is going to come off with the top and the arm.
I always try to put the screws in the same order as I take them off.
Now, that little metal piece that you see, that is the lockdown for the set screw. So essentially, those are the 2 pieces that help lock it into place. Okay, so now once the arm is out, you've got to remove the base plate.
Okay.
And it's the 4 screws. Now, are these any easier or harder?
They're about the same, although it looks like the heads where the Allen wrench goes in, the allowances are a little tighter, and the screw actually sticks a little bit in the Allen wrench. But the tightness is about the same.
Now when removing the L bracket from the base plate, it is very, very tight. It's a very well milled connection. And it is best if you wiggle back and forth as if you were going to twist them off of one another just ever so slightly. Alright, so once you've removed it, there is a divot that we'll try to show you on the base plate that goes into the hole on the L bracket. That is what helps to make it such a tight fit. All right.
Here's the original. Has the same divot.
I would recommend making sure that you have it fully seated. Do not try to seat it with the screws. You will blow out the heads, or you will strip the threads by doing so. It's best to snug down all four and then go back and snug each one another time. It is a good idea, if you're going to do this, to have some thread locker available so that you can coat the screws to help keep them tight rather than trying to over tighten.